My name is Gary Slade. I was the volleyball coach at the King's Academy 1 year in 1985, and then I coached from 1989 through 1994. We won back-to-back state championships in 1993 and 94. In 1992, we lost the sectional championship to perennial state-powered Tampa Prep. We had one main senior on that team, that was Becca St. George. Becca graduated and left a hole in the lineup, but we had a lot of players coming back with a lot of experience, so we knew we were going to be pretty good for the upcoming year. In January of '93, Amanda Backus transferred to King's Academy from Wellington High School. I didn't know who Amanda was. Her coach called me and told me all about her, and she filled a big void for us. When the season got ready to start, we had a parent-player meeting, and I made a bold statement at that time that I felt we could not only get to the state tournament, but I felt we could win the state championship. A couple of parents questioned me about that, but I stuck to my guns because I felt we were going to be pretty good, and we had a very tough schedule ahead of us to help us along the way. We almost lost in the regional match. We went over to Fort Myers and played Evangelical Christian, and we were on the verge of losing, and I felt a miracle happen. We turned it around and won that match. I was completely exhausted when we were all done, and I still had to drive a bus all the way back from Fort Myers at that time. When we got to the state tournament in Newport Richey at River Ridge High School, we were in the semifinal against McClay High School from Tallahassee. This is the old scoring where you played 3 games to 15. We won the first game pretty easily in the semifinal. We lost the second one. The third one, we were actually down match point, 14-9. And I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden we started playing phenomenal. Angie Strickland, one of our players, just started screaming and yelling at her teammates, and lo and behold, we won that 16-14. The newspaper reporters afterwards asked me what I was thinking when it was 14-9, and my reply to them was I was looking for all of my stuff so I could pack up and get ready to leave. We got to the championship match the next day against Plantation American Heritage, and that was a very easy match. We won 15-5, 15-5 for the state championship. And the thing I remember most is I was so excited for the kids. They all rushed out to the court. I stayed on the sideline and just watched them celebrate. That's what I wanted to do, is just watch them enjoy the fruits of their labor. 1994, as it rolled around, I realized that we had 8 returning players coming back. 6 of them were going to be seniors, 2 of them were going to be juniors. Nobody transferred in this time around, but I felt we had a very good shot at possibly repeating. So we toughened up the schedule to play some bigger and tougher schools, and when we got to the state tournament, we got all the way to the championship match pretty easily. We were really not tested. We got to the championship match, and we were playing the number 2 team in the state, and it happened to be locally Lake Worth Christian. King's Academy's head girls volleyball coach right now was on that team. Her maiden name's Christy Taylor now. She was the setter on Lake Worth Christian's team. One of our board members recommended that maybe the 2 teams get together beforehand, and so we sat in the gym in a big circle in the gym. Every other player was from one school or the other, and I talked to them for a couple of minutes. One of the things I mentioned was that 2 things were going to happen. A team from Palm Beach County was going to win the state championship, and a Christian school was going to win the state championship. And we prayed together, and then we played. Very tough match. It went 3 games. I believe the 3rd game we won 15-10. And I just remember that they did not handle a pass real well, and we knew we were going to get a shot to really attack the ball, and Amanda Backus came up and just put it away for the state championship. This time I ran out in the court with them. This one I really wanted to get out there and enjoy it with them. This group of young ladies, they socialized together off the court. They liked each other. They were friends with each other. And that was one of the pieces that one of the news outlets did, was how well these kids got along together. We had a local TV station come over, and we played a little volleyball match against a couple of the sportscasters with a couple of our players. But the thing that I'm most proud of is that how well these kids got along together. There was no bickering, no whining about playing time. They were in for a common goal, and they knew it, and they followed through to the very end. The 1993 team, Karen Jackson was probably our top player. She ended up getting a lot of accolades at the end of the season. She was the state player of the year. Locally, she was player of the year. She was a team captain. She went on to play at Furman University. Amy Freeman was our setter, broke a number of records as a setter, and also a team captain. We also had Liz Hodges, who was probably the best athlete amongst everybody. Liz Moritz was another one. If you saw how small Liz was when she was on the court, she had probably the highest vertical leap. Two players I'm very proud of through both seasons, because they played on both teams, Carla Lopez, Angie Strickland. Good athletes, not great athletes, but good athletes, and they just exceeded my expectations. And Amanda Backus coming over to us was very unexpected, and she played on both teams as well, and just really was phenomenal. She went on to play volleyball at Samford University up in Birmingham, Alabama. I actually keep in touch with many of them through Facebook, through social media, and I've gotten together with a few of them over the last couple of years. So it's a neat thing. I've been to several of their weddings, and it's just neat to be part of their lives. 25 years later, I still feel like I know them pretty well.